don't think Arizona was prepared for pressure in the preseason because most teams don't do that.
They're saying he's not going to take snaps under center much. And I noticed last night there was a really rough exchange with the handoff to David Johnson that ended up being only like a 1-yard rush where Johnson, had he gotten a clean handoff, would have been able to take it quicker. There are these little things. He's doing this hand clap, and he got called false starts on it. Yeah. And Kingsbury's complaining, and the ref's like, this ain't college football, buddy. Go play intramurals.
Go play intramurals. Yeah. So I can already fast forward to our first pick segment before the Cardinals game, and Gov will pick the Lions, and it's going to be, instead of saying they should win or can, it's like they better. That's what it's going to be. It's more of a spite pick than a prediction pick, you know?
Yeah, I'll be done with them for the 65th time in my life.
Wow.
In week 1.
The 65th and last. 7 o'clock on 97.1 The Ticket. Time for a sports update. Coming up next, we will tell you how you can win some Piston tickets to opening night against the Hawks. 97.1 The Ticket.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. A radio.com sports station. Sports headlines. All day, every day. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
First baseman Aaron Nola's RBI single in the top of the third inning drove in Kyle Seager with what turned out to be the game-winning run for Seattle as the Mariners drilled the Tigers 7-2 yesterday at Comerica Park. Miguel Cabrera and Dowell Lugo each driving in runs to lead Detroit's offensive attack in that loss. Next up for the Tigers, they'll take on the Rays tonight in the start of a weekend series in Tampa. First pitch this evening at 7:10, right here on The Ticket. The Lions and Texans battled each other, and temperatures that reached 95 degrees during a joint practice that took place yesterday in Houston. With Danny Amendola and Marvin Jones Jr. not practicing with the team this week, Matthew Stafford was throwing to receivers he normally doesn't throw to in this week's 2 joint practices with the Texans.
We're still grinding, we're still, out there today. It's kind of next man up, today it was, and we had some guys running that I don't have a ton of experience with, but it was great to get some work with them, so we're still in that phase. Everybody going out there trying to earn jobs.
That clip comes courtesy of DetroitLions.com. Meanwhile, Texans head coach Bill O'Brien hinting to reporters after yesterday's joint practice he might not play any of his key starters, including quarterback Deshaun Watson, in tomorrow night's preseason game against the Lions. O'Brien said that with the 80 reps the starters got in this week's practices with Detroit, they're pretty similar to what they would have seen in a typical preseason contest. Jason Kokrak and Justin Thomas right now tied for the lead at 7 under par after one round of play at the PGA Tour's BMW Championship, the second event of this year's FedEx Cup playoffs. Tiger Woods, a pretty good opening round Thursday. He shot a 1 under par 71. That leaves him 6 shots off the lead. From the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Tony Ortiz. For more, go to 971theticket.com.
Jamie.
He's also a bodybuilder and worked as a male dancer.
And Stoney.
That week in injury.
On 97.1 The Ticket.
Good Friday morning, everybody. 7:03. You got the Jamie and Stoney show. Stoney's off. He'll be back on Monday. Heather's off. She'll be back on Monday. Really appreciate Kyle Bogey sitting in these last couple weeks.
It's been fun.
Absolutely. You get to start sleeping in once again.
I don't want to go back to that. I don't. I was hanging with Woj last night, and he's like, boy,
were you into an intimate country concert with Wojo?
Well, he ended up showing up, yeah. Well,
wow.
Woj, he's got a big, FOMO thing, like fear of missing out. He can't, so he just, he has to show up. But, he goes, boy, you're really going to like that new schedule tomorrow when you got to wake up at 4, huh? And I like it. You wake up, you get the coffee, brain's moving, everything's fresh on the mind.
That's right.
And you just do it. And then you get the rest of the day, to take care of business, nap, whatever. I really enjoy it. I'm not going to enjoy when I wake up at 4 a.m. naturally Monday morning.
Will you do you do that?
I guarantee I will.
Oh, see, I never have a problem with that. I am fine to go right back to sleep. All right, we have Piston tickets to give away. Pistons tickets go on sale today at 10 a.m. And we have a 4-pack of tickets for their opening night game against the Atlanta Hawks. The home opener, October the 24th at the LCA. Again, single game tickets go on sale today at 10 a.m. For the full schedule, visit Pistons.com. We're going to give away this 4-pack of tickets by playing Random Piston. This is one of my favorite Random Pistons. I like this Random Piston. Here's clue number 1. He played for 9 different NBA teams. He played for 9 different NBA teams.
Can I add an extra?
Wow.
What is it? Hint or whatever you want to call it. Is a better Piston than Andre Drummond.
Good God.
No? Is that no? We can't.
No, because that's not factual.
Okay. Sorry. I don't want to
That's
throw
your
anyone off
opinion.
the scent. Yeah. Okay.
I should just explain. So we were talking about the Free Press did their top 100 Lions of all time, right? And we talked about that, I believe, on Tuesday of this week. And I said, what does it say about the Lions that in the last 25 years, only one player in their top 100 has been drafted? And it was Calvin Johnson. Everybody else, or top 20, pardon me. I think Ndamukong Suh, they had that as 21. I think they had Stafford at 22. It just speaks to the reason why this team has not competed is because they've not had the right people in management, upper management, to draft the players.
Yeah.
And then I stopped and thought, wow, if you really stop and think about it, the other 4 teams, if you listed off the top 100 players in the history of the franchise, you could almost make the same argument. For the Tigers, Justin Verlander for sure. Anyone else? I mean, again, drafted, not acquired. They acquired Miguel Cabrera. Anyone else? I mean, I'm not putting Nick Castellanos. No way.
No.
Curtis Granderson? No. Okay. The Red Wings, last 25 years in terms of the draft.
A bunch, right?
Ooh.
I mean, they drafted Nick Lindstrom.
Yeah, that was longer than 25 years ago.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess if you want to
Zetterberg.
away from that. But Zetterberg,
Datsuk, and we'll see about Larkin. Larkin obviously is a guy who's got a lot of promise. So maybe the Red Wings.
They had some bad luck. I mean, with, I guess you can't do Konstantinov. You can't do, Yuri Fisher. Those two could have been absolutely tremendous.
Was before 25 years ago.
Yeah,
Yuri Fisher. But yeah, Yuri Fisher.
Yeah, I mean, you know the famous draft, the 90 draft. It wasn't it Lidstrom, Konstantinov, and Fedorov?
Yeah.
Just nuts.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Or maybe it was Fedorov the year before and somebody else is in there. I don't know.
No, Fedorov and Lidstrom and Konstantinov, I think, were the same year.
Yeah, and none were selected before the 4th round.
So anyway, so then I said the Pistons, and in the last 25 years, have they drafted top 20 players? And I was like, man, Grant Hill was drafted in 1994, so that's exactly 25 years ago. And then I said, maybe Andre Drummond, and Bogey's like, no. He's not a top 20 player all time. And I'm like, well, he might not be yet, but the way his career's going, he might end up being a top 20 Piston of all time. And Bogey's like, no. And I was like, okay, well, let's name 20 players better. He goes, there's like 8 from the Bad Boys, 5, the starting 5 from the 2004 team, all better. And he starts going down the
You
list.
mentioned Grant Hill, Jerry Stackhouse to me.
I don't know about Jerry Stackhouse.
Dale Davis.
Dale Davis. Did he play for the
Do you
Pistons?
remember that? Yeah.
No, when did he play for
It
the
was
Pistons?
after Eldon Campbell. It was like to have that extra big guy or whatever,
Like the Dale Davis
from the
Indiana
Pacers. Yeah.
He was a Piston?
He was a Piston for a season,
I have
maybe?
no memory of that.
Yeah. It was right after the Eldon Campbell era.
Okay. And so then he goes, and what about Chucky Atkins? I'm like, all right. now you've just lost us completely.
It's all in good fun.
Dale Davis played 2 seasons.
2 seasons.
With the Pistons.
Okay, see?
05, 06, 07. He played in a grand total of 74 games for the Pistons. I honestly, gun to my head, no memory of that
Well,
whatsoever.
I don't like to say this too often, but you might be too young to remember. So,
Well, yeah, and I will say that I would not put Dale Davis ahead of Monica.
Me neither. I hate the thought of having to put him.
Yeah, okay.
All the history, not to mention Bob Lanier,
Auburn.
former Dave Bing, yes, former Detroit mayor.
Busher.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go down the list.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way.
There's a way. There's way. Yeah. All right. So if you're looking for reasons to be optimistic about the Lions this season, and I know all of you are because Lions fans are seldom pessimistic, one place to look is the stats, right? The stats. And if you follow the advanced stats in football at all, you probably know about Football Outsiders. Football Outsiders, they've been at this for a while. They've become more and more popular over the years. I think Bill Simmons has had featured them a lot on his website and on his podcast to make them popular. And now they appear to be in bed with ESPN. And they say, this is according to Football Outsiders, since 2002, at least one NFL team has made the leap from worst to first in its division every single season outside of one. So every year since 2002, at least one team has gone from worst to first. Last year, both the Texans and the Bears accomplished this feat in the AFC South and the NFC North, respectively. After simulating the upcoming regular season 1 million times, that's quite a simulation, my friends, the Detroit Lions were picked as the favorite to make the jump from worst to first. There it is, people. Lay your wagers now. That's not your stat of the day. That's your stat of the millennium right there.
Well, Gov already has the cash in his pocket right now when he goes to Vegas. He's ready to lay some coin down on the Lions to win the division, but
a little bit of a long shot.
I mean, look, it's interesting at the very least. Does it mean anything in the grand scheme of things? No, but it would. This is a trend in the NFL. Now we just have kind of numbers, I guess, to back it up. But you've seen where teams have had a down year and then risen up, and then had a great year and then gone down. I mean, the Jacksonville Jaguars are the perfect example of rising up out of nowhere, AFC Championship, right back down to the cellar, finishing last in the division. So we've seen this happen.
We have. Part of the reason why I think the Lions would win out is, you got to look at the other contenders and the divisions in which they play, right? So the Lions, we know where they are. We know the other teams. They were finished in last place last year. Look at the NFC. Arizona was last in the West. Well, Arizona's not going to pass the Rams. Tampa Bay was last in the South. Is Tampa Bay going to pass the Saints? I don't think so.